So I'm doing a brand new Choose a Deck reading for you today, and this is for the new moon. But do know, honestly, if you're watching this and it's no longer the new moon, it's so fine. If you feel kind of a resonance and a calling towards this video, towards one of the decks, towards one of the messages, like that's honestly all you need to know that there is some guidance here for you. So it doesn't matter when you're watching this, please trust that you'll know if there's something here for you. So I'm going to show you now 3 different decks. Just tune into each one, feel which one you have that kind of pull towards, which one you have the most resonance with, and then trust that that is a message for you. So deck number 1 is the Saint Soleil Lucid Dreams deck. So this is deck number 1. So tune into this. Then we have deck number 2. This is also another Saint Soleil deck, but this is the Mystic Dreams deck. So fill into this one. And then we have deck number 3, which is the Danielle Knoll Moonchild deck. So fill into this one. This is the Shadow Edition as well. So we have deck number 1 here, deck number 2 here, and deck number 3 is here. So tune into which one feels the kind of most resonant for you now, and trust that that is the deck for you, the reading for you. And I will start with deck number 1. Okay, so deck number 1. Now, the main theme of this spread is it's time to take action. I've pulled the Knight of Swords. And so this isn't just any action. This is like taking action with a really assertive, strong, determined energy. This is like, you know what you need to do and you're doing it. It's not like hesitant energy moving forward or moving forward really slowly. It's like going for it. It's time to go for it. It's time to do the thing that you know you need to do. And what I can feel here from the other cards that I've pulled is that the reason you've not taken action until now is it just feels like there's been this element of ultimately your mind self-sabotaging you and keeping you small by kind of feeding you these stories as to why you're not ready to take the action and to take that step forward. One of those stories that feels like it might have been playing for you, there's a couple here, but one is that maybe you've been saying to yourself that you don't have all the clarity yet. You don't have the full picture yet, therefore you're not ready. You're kind of waiting for the path to illuminate the whole way before you want to take that first step. And the message kind of here is that you don't need to know the whole path. Like, you know the next step, you know the one next step, and that is all you need to know to take that step forward. You have to trust so deeply that when you take that step forward, you then step into the energy that is then ready for the next step. And so then you'll get the clarity on what to do after that. You don't need to know all of that right now, this minute. It feels like you know the next step, and that is all that you need to trust. It feels like there's been an element of overthinking, and this is the other excuse that I feel like it's been playing, like the story that's been playing, is this element of overthinking everything. Overthinking all the things as to why you're not ready to step forward, why you're not ready to take that step. So maybe that next step for you is kind of opening the Instagram for a new business, or taking a course, or hiring some support, like whatever that next step might be to really support you in stepping into your purpose, stepping into your alignment. It feels like you've been overthinking it a lot. And the message that was coming through from my guides to share here is like, this is not a time to overthink. This is not a time to think too much. And so it feels like these thoughts of like, you don't have all the clarity, you don't know everything yet, or just overthinking anything else. Like, are you good enough? Can you do this? Like, who do you think you are to do this? Like, any thoughts like this, it feels like these are just self-sabotaging thoughts that your mind is playing to you to keep you small, to hold you back from like fully stepping out of your comfort zone and into like this next version of you and this next step of your journey. So it feels like this spread, honestly, the energy I get from this spread is it's trying to like call your mind out in that you're self-sabotaging yourself, so that you stop maybe believing all of these stories that you're telling yourself. I feel like what I've noticed with clients is that as soon as you call yourself out for self-sabotaging, it like loses its power. You know, those thoughts, those stories, the things that your mind is telling yourself as to why you're not ready, they lose their power as soon as you call them out. And so it feels like this spread is kind of calling your mind out for you. It's like telling you, you are ready to move forward. Don't listen to those thoughts that are telling you otherwise. The other card that I picked here as well is the Chariot, and I pulled this for 2 different decks in the last reading that I did. And this is all about, again, moving forward with assertiveness, with determination, with courage. And it's this kind of energy of, you know, holding maybe the fear, holding that part of you that's overthinking and still moving forward anyway. Like you can hold all of these parts of you and still move forward. Like it feels like right now you're maybe waiting to, like I said before, have the whole path lit up in front of you, like every step, knowing everything that's going to unfold, or you're waiting to feel perfectly comfortable and ready to take that next step. And this card is kind of saying that moment doesn't necessarily happen, but you can step forward with this fear. You can step forward with this part of you that's scared. You can step forward with all of this. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect, because that moment doesn't happen. Like, you know, when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, there's always going to be an element of feeling uncomfortable. There's always going to be a part of you that doesn't want to step out of your comfort zone. And so, you know, this deck and this reading is saying it's time to move forward, even if it doesn't feel entirely comfortable for you right now. And I'm not saying make any huge rash decisions like quitting your job before you have anything else lined up. Like, I'm not a believer in taking enormous risks in that way. I feel like there's a lot of nuance to that, so I just want to make sure that's not the message you're getting here. It feels like the next step isn't something like that. It feels like it's just, like I said, starting the Instagram, telling your friends and family what you do so that maybe you can start getting clients in, or doing the course. It feels like it's a next step that isn't this huge, big, dramatic move forward. It feels like it's just something that's really attainable, but yet all of these stories are stopping you from doing it. So yeah, I think it's a very powerful spread. And also there were a few similar spreads that I pulled in the last reading, and so I'm also very intrigued. If you pulled this one this time and you pulled one of those in the last reading, then this is a big message for you. I really feel that too. So do let me know if you've pulled one that's about taking action this time and the one that was taking action last time, because that is definitely a message you want to listen to. So yeah, this is spread number 1. So deck number 2. So this, I love this spread. This is such a beautiful spread, by the way. So the main guidance here for you is the 3 of Wands, which is this energy of you are where you are meant to be. You are in the exact space, exact place, at the exact time that you are meant to be. Everything is perfect for you on this journey right now. What it feels like is that you have been going through a big transformation, a big leveling up, and it's all to do with what it feels like coming into a really strong alignment with your soul. it feels like this kind of transformation that you've been having is a big soul transformation. It's really you stepping so much more into your soul's energy. And it feels like there's been a part of you that's maybe like a bit impatient as to when things are gonna look a certain way. Like maybe, let's say for example, you're on this path of stepping into like your purpose and what it is that you feel like you are here to do. And maybe you've had a lot of clarity with this. Maybe you've really been working on your inner world. You've really been stepping into this version of you, but everything's not quite as you want it to be yet. As an example, like this kind of energy. And this is a message for you that you are where you are meant to be. And this is all part of the journey. And it's like there's those words that were just coming through so strongly that, you know, you see all over Instagram, but it's like your soul is not in a rush. You are on this journey of stepping into your soul's alignment, and you cannot rush that. There is no rushing the soul's journey. Your soul's journey, stepping into your soul's alignment, it is a lifelong thing. It's not something that you can click your fingers and it be there. It is this beautiful journey, and this is a reminder that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You are where you are meant to be on this journey. You are doing all the right things. You are ready for things to start happening for you, but don't rush it. Don't rush the process. The other card that I've picked here is like, this deck calls it Jupiter, but it's actually the Hierophant in a normal tarot deck. And this is all about ultimately seeing things from a much higher perspective, seeing things from this higher wisdom that you have access to, that sees it as a bigger picture. It's like, this is your soul's journey. Like, you can't rush that. You know, when you step into that higher frequency of really your higher self, it's like you take the weight off your shoulders of like, oh yeah, like this is a journey. I don't need it all instantly. I don't need it to look a certain way. Like, this is a process, this is a journey. And it almost feels like this spread is asking you to see things from that higher perspective, from that kind of higher view of seeing the bigger picture of this is all perfect. The whole journey is perfect. Like, every step is giving you something. And this is what the message was that came through from my guides, is like, can you allow yourself to be where you are now and enjoy where you are now? Because it's all part of the journey, it's all part of the process. Like, it's not a race. Some other words that were coming through with this spread. Like, it's not a race. Like, every single step on this journey that you are on is giving you something. Every single step is perfect in its own way. Every single step is so nourishing in its own way. And if you look at your journey from this higher perspective, you can see that, and you can see the big picture, and you can be like, oh my gosh, like, it's perfect. Why am I trying to rush this? And this is what this spread is really trying to tell you, is like, you know, the journey of the soul cannot be rushed. The journey of the soul is not a destination to get to. It is all about every day stepping more and more into your truth. And the soul doesn't rush. The soul has nowhere to get to. It really doesn't. It's really this energy of like, it's all perfect. Everything's unfolding perfectly. And so this feels like it's a really beautiful reminder for you that, you know, every moment on your journey is exactly where it should be right now. Like, sorry, you're exactly where you should be right now. And don't rush it. Enjoy it. Enjoy where you are. You're not going to have this moment again. Like, this moment where you are right now, you're not going to have it again. Enjoy it. And just allow the journey to unfold as your soul wants it to unfold, and look at it from this higher perspective. So a really, really beautiful spread and message here. I really love this one. Okay, so deck number 3. Now, I love this spread as well. This is such a beautiful message. The main guidance here for you is that right now you're being asked to fully focus on your inner world. versus the actions and the things that you are doing. So the words that came through from my spirit guides to share here were, it's not about right now what you need to do, it's about who you need to be. It's about the energy that you are cultivating that is a priority for you right now, or should be a priority for you right now, versus the actual actions that you are taking and the things that you are doing. So, you know, when we are moving towards something, when we are wanting something in our life, let's say, for example, you are wanting more success in your business or your career, you know, there's two energies that we work with. We've got the masculine energy of doing the things, taking action. And then we've got the energy, the feminine energy of cultivating the inner world, cultivating the energy that is going to attract in what you want, cultivating the vibration and the frequency of the version of you that has what you want, right? This is all feminine energy. Tuning inwards to your intuition to receive the guidance on your next steps versus taking that logical action that the masculine energy would do. And this is obviously nothing to do with gender, this is all to do with energies. And ultimately, when we want something, it's always going to be a mixture of the two energies. Like, we want to be cultivating the right energy that's going to attract it in, very, very important. And there's normally steps that we need to take. And when we are working with both of these like energies, we are a powerhouse. Like, this is where things start moving and shifting. And the message here for you is that right now in this season of your life or work or business or career, you are being asked to focus on the feminine energy. You are being asked to focus inwards and not focus on what you're doing. And actually, the card that I pulled here is actually do less. Not even don't focus on it, but take something off of your workload. Like, take a step back and actually give that focus and that attention to your inner world. I pulled the High Priestess and I pulled the Queen of Cups, both of which are highly, highly, highly feminine energies, and to be focusing on your inner world. Focus on your frequency, your energy on a day-to-day basis, and focus on what you're in alignment with, right? And this even goes for when you're taking action. Like, what is the energy that you're holding throughout the day, and what energy are you taking action with? Like, are you doing it from an energy of lack, from neediness, from desperation? Are you doing things because you need something to come from them? Or are you doing them from an energy of abundance, from overflow, because you get to, because you love to? Like, they're very different energies. And if you're taking action from lack or neediness, then just even shifting the energy that you do those things with is going to hugely change the results that come. So it's like this huge focus for you away from what you're doing, the physical actions, and it's about the energy that you're holding on a day-to-day and the energy that you're even taking action with, right? Like, you have to be in alignment so deeply with the version of you that already has what you want. Like, if you want to achieve more success, let's say, or the perfect relationship, how is she feeling? What's her energy? Like, what is she doing on a day-to-day basis? Like, what is her experience? What is her energy? That is what you want to be holding and cultivating now in your inner world, in order to attract that reality, in order to attract those things into your life, that success into your life, or that relationship into your life. You need to be holding the energy and the vibration of what it is that you want. Energy comes first, always. Then the reality or the results come. Energy first. This is a huge focus on energy for you. And I obviously love this message because this is what I do. This is always like, you know, the biggest focus in all of my work is energy, vibration, and alignment, being in alignment with what you want, and just the power of that. You know, like, we are so conditioned in society that it's all about what we do, the actions that we're taking. And so when you kind of feel like taking time off and focusing on yourself, it feels like you're being lazy or you're not doing enough. And if you're not achieving what you want, then it feels like the wrong thing to do, right? If you're not achieving what you want, there's always this program within us of, well, I've got to do more then. I've got to take more action. But actually, your energy, focusing on your energy and the frequency and the vibration, what you're aligned with, is the most productive thing that you can do. So taking a step back from doing more, acknowledging kind of maybe any programs that are running that's saying, well, if I want more, I have to do more. Like, acknowledge those, love on those, because it's just society that's told us that. But really understand and trust that by taking a step back, focusing more on your inner world is not lazy, it's not doing nothing, it's actually the most productive thing that you can do. It's the most productive thing that you can focus on, truly. And this is really what these cards are saying. It's a really beautiful message. And you know, if you are looking for support with this, if you don't know where to start, you don't know how to shift your energy, you don't know what energy you're meant to be stepping into, like, check out my sessions. This is literally what I do. So check out my sessions if you want some support on that. Otherwise, this is really just guidance to go inwards, focus on the feminine energy, who you're being, tuning into your intuition to guide those next steps, not force and masculine energy. It's all about focusing on your inner world and not the outer world. It's a really, really beautiful message. So yes, let me know how this feels for you, if this was your spread, or if you're watching this and you did and another spread was for you, let me know how that felt. I would love to hear from you. And yes, hopefully this has brought you some guidance, and yeah, sending you lots of love.